And I'm, yeah, sure, you knew that. Yeah,
Yes.
I'm a Democrat.
Yes. And you said that you were, or I think you said, at least in the article, that you were not, you've been notified you were not going to be reappointed.
Yeah, that happened, let's see, I think I found out right at the very end of February or early March that the governor was going to go a different direction. And, you know, that's his choice. I understand that. I had a good run at PERB. I don't have any, you know, I had a great run at PERB. So I was hoping I could get reappointed one more time just because of my age, but it didn't happen, and that's okay. That has nothing to do with the issue that I brought forward, though, I don't think.
Okay. Now, when was it that the incident you're complaining about happened, that you were pressured by people from the governor's office? When was that?
That happened in 2012, not too long after the two new board members came on.
All right.
It happened, Janelle started in February to replace a retiree from the board, and then was reappointed for a full term. The terms end on April 30th and start on May 1st, so she was just there from February to May 1st, and then she got a new 4-year term. And then Jamie Van Fossen, former state representative Van Fossen, was appointed and started on May 1st of 2012. And then it was late summer, I think, if I recall, it was right in that time frame that that we got the call about
Okay.
a person that they wanted to put in our shop.
Now, my question is, you got this pressure and you really felt uncomfortable and things have really deteriorated. Did you complain to anybody back at that time? Did you publicize, did you bring that out to the news media or legislators?
No, and then I complained to the governor's office. I complained to them. I said, this, we don't want to do it this way. This isn't what we should be doing. But again, I felt, and in hindsight, Senator is always 20/20. And in hindsight, I should have convinced my co-board members to tell the governor, no, we're not going to hire a person this way. I became fearful, frankly, as a person. I became fearful of my living, of having a living, and you know, I've got bills to pay like everybody else, and that was a part of it. I think, you know, the two new board members, I think they were concerned, you know, and here they are coming on brand new, and we don't want to see our budget cut because it was the.
Okay,
It wasn't an open threat, but it was like, okay, if you don't do this, then you're going to have consequences in regards to budget, and we concluded also salaries. So go ahead, Senator.
Well, just to follow up on that, the words were that if you don't hire, I think it's Wilson, if you don't hire this fellow, there will be consequences to your budget, or there will be consequences.
It was, this was over 2 or 3 meetings, okay? What was conveyed is that our budget would be seriously impacted if we did not bring this person on board.
Excuse me, I want to be clear on this, because earlier you said you were told there'd be consequences. Now you're saying you were told there'd be consequences to your budget. Now,
Right.
I'm unclear. It seems to me you said different things. You have at one point said it was implied, and I felt that there was an implication. But then at another time, it sounded like you're saying that it was an explicit statement that there'd be consequences to your budget. Now,
The implication was there would be consequences to our budget.
okay, but not explicitly stated. That was an implication.
Right.
Okay, that's
Yes.
what I'm trying to be clear.
Yes, it was an implication. It was not explicitly
Okay.
stated that, hey, we're going to cut your budget if you don't do this. No, it was implied that there would be consequences to our budget I mean, how else are there gonna be consequences, Senator?
Well, I understand that, but would you please be precise and tell us exactly what you were told, and then we do understand you took it, there were implications, but it seems to me you keep shifting your statement as to what you were told.
To me, okay, to me personally, it was an implied threat that our budget would be seriously impacted if we did not hire Mr. Wilson.
But you were not explicitly told that your budget would be impacted if you didn't
That's
hire.
correct.
Okay.
You're correct, Senator.
Okay,
Yes.
that's all I'm trying to establish.
Yeah. No, you're correct.
All right. Now, at the time, did you complain to anybody other than the governor's office? Did you complain to the legislators, the news media?
No,
No one else?
No, we didn't talk to the news media. Again, internally, we had discussions, and there was lots of complaining internally in the office, and I did complain to Mr. Boyd that I didn't think this was right. We really didn't want to do things this way, that's not how it was done. And, again, further conversations, I frankly, I was fearful for my own living, and that was wrong of me. And I think we were all fearful that the budget would be really hurt if we didn't do this, and to the point of we might have to lay off all our staff, I mean, that's kind of how we were feeling. And again, these are feelings, but looking back, it's a fear-based thing, and I should have just faced up to my fears and said, no, we're not going to do it that way, and convinced my colleagues to do that too. But we didn't. We succumbed to the pressure.
All right, and so fast forward now, a year or so, now you find out you wanted to get rehired, you said.
I was hoping to get reappointed, but
Yes, but now you know you're not going to be rehired.
that's right.
So now you feel it's appropriate to bring these things out that you didn't.
Well, no, I told my colleagues last week, Senator, we knew that the press was starting to poke around and ask questions about situations like this going on, that people were being hired and put in places without going through the normal hiring process. And I told my colleagues last week, I said, if I get asked, I'm going to tell the truth. I'm not going to hide it. I'm going to tell the truth. And I got asked.
Who asked you?
Jason Clayworth from the Des Moines Register called me.
And do you know how he happened to call you and ask you that?
Well, I don't know. He's a reporter. He hears a lot of things, and I don't know how he heard it, but he did. So I just told him the truth. This is how it happened.
I think you said that you didn't feel like Judge Wilson was doing a very good job.
Well, again, these things are subjective, and I realize that. I have a subjective view. I don't feel that his writing product is very good. I have a great objection to what he said in that one opinion that we have taken up on our own motion. And I don't mean to be nasty to him, but I don't think he's doing a very good job. Right.
In listening to your discussion here, would it be fair to say that I get the impression he may have a little different point of view, maybe?
Absolutely, I'm sure he has a very different point of view.
Okay.
Absolutely. And we haven't exactly clashed, Senator. We've had a lot of discussions. He's put forward a lot of ideas, and we've followed up on a lot of them and said, no, this doesn't work. Okay, this we can look at. It is. There's a lot of things that have just gone on in the office that are disturbing to me in terms of relationships there with Judge Wilson to the other ALJs and the staff and the board. And you know, I don't think I really can go any further than that right now. I don't think the work product is very good. That is my opinion. But I'm only one on the board, and pretty soon I'm not going to be on the board. So it's just, that's my opinion right now.
What do you get paid on the board? Where yourself?
My salary is right around, I think it's $96,500, I believe.